Hello, peace seekers. This is Saniqua White dropping in to give you a piece of my mind that will hopefully give you some peace of mind. Today, I want to talk a little bit about a part of my why, which also leads to a part of my purpose and assignment. And in the comments, I would love to hear from you. Like, what do you feel like your why is? What is a part of your purpose and your assignment? And mine is this part is on a spiritual level. And I say that because a part of my why is my heart for ministry leaders and people who have experienced church hurt. And I put those things together in a program that I'm working on because I feel like ministry leaders are sometimes treated as if they're not normal people. Like they aren't regular people. They aren't human beings. We expect a lot out of ministry leaders, and it's not that we shouldn't. Definitely, we want to expect a lot out of any leaders, but especially a ministry leader. And we also have to remember that our leaders are people. And so my heart for ministry and ministry leaders is that you have to take care of your mental health. If you don't, you are going to end up hurting the people that are under you in all capacities. If you are a lead pastor, then you may end up hurting your ministers or your other leaders or your elders or whatever your discipline is, whatever you call the people who are under you, but also the people who are under you as far as your congregation, the sheep that you are responsible for. Your ministry leaders, the leaders underneath you that are supposed to be your hands and feet within the church and your congregation, if the hurt is coming from the top, then it flows down to the bottom. And so my heart for ministry leaders is that you will take care of your mental health. And I know that for many of you, it is not easy because of your position in the church, your position in the community. But what I would say to you, implore you actually, is not to let your title outweigh what your needs are. If you need help in the area of mental health, you have to find it. Find a trusted source. And not necessarily will this be another ministry leader. I'm talking someone possibly outside of the church, and not outside of the church meaning they are not Christians or whatever your faith is. You definitely want to find someone who is of the same faith as you are, because that will just be helpful in general. But outside of the church, meaning not a part of your congregation necessarily. Now, your congregation, your members, possibly some of your ministry leaders may be able to operate in this manner within your congregation, but as a lead pastor or head pastor or an upper level ministry leader, you may not be comfortable with that. That may not be the best idea for you. But anyway, any form, fashion you can find it, please do not ignore your mental health because of your title. I have a passion and a heart for those of you who have experienced that, where you don't feel like you can get help because of who you are. That is just not true. I want you to take that out of your mindset, change your mindset to realize that you can get the help. It may be, you may need to do a little bit more research, but it is available, and I implore you to do that, and so that your health can trickle down to the health of everyone else. And again, because I also have a heart for people who have experienced what we would call church hurt. This is going to begin with the church and not the healing of the people. And not just the church, meaning the building and the titles and the leaders. Yes, it will, but I mean also the people as the church. I'm going to focus on followers of Christ because that is where I am. So if you are a follower of Christ, you are the church. So when you go out into the marketplace, or when you go out into the stores and the streets and wherever you function on a daily basis, you are the church. You are taking that with you because you're going to encounter people who won't set foot in a building of a church, but they may talk to a person. And consider not leading with a title. Consider not leading with, I am Pastor so-and-so, I am Minister, Reverend, Apostle, Bishop, whatever your title is. Consider just being your name. You could say, my name is Saniqua, because that's my name. Saniqua, I am the leader, or I am a pastor of XYZ church. But leading with, hi, I'm Pastor so-and-so. Unfortunately, you automatically send people running in the opposite direction because they have been hurt by a person with a title, and they have deemed the entire church and anybody with that title as a negative. They are not going to have anything to do with you. So that's why I say consider. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you have to do this. I know you enjoy the fruits of your title, but to reach some of these people that I have a heart for, you cannot lead with that title. You can tell them within the conversation because you don't want to be deceptive, but you don't want to lead with that title so that you make the person a little bit more comfortable so that you can reach them. And this is just a consideration. This is not something you have to do, but understand that a person may completely tune you out, turn you off if you leave with that title. And even though they may be still standing there pretending to listen to you, understand that because they heard your title first, there are going to be some people that are not going to listen. And so this is why I'm making this particular video. I guess I'm kind of reaching out for those of you who are in ministry. And even if you don't have a ministry as a titled ministry or a named ministry, you think of yourself as a minister. When you go out, before you go out, you want to be as mentally and emotionally healthy as you possibly can, so that when you cross a person or come across a person who really, really needs to hear the gospel, but can't hear it because they've been hurt by someone in the church previously, you want to be able to meet them where they are. And that is the whole purpose that I'm making this particular video. Yes, it has to do with emotional and mental health, and it also has to do a lot with faith and the church. So ministry leaders, I implore you to get the mental health help that you need so that it trickles down into your church from top to bottom. And then I would challenge you to find those people in your everyday life who are not willing at this time to step foot into a church building, but that you can be the church, you can be the example, you can be the light in your community that they need to see, so that they can understand that you can have a relationship with God before you try to interact and engage with God's people. Because unfortunately, a lot of people have been hurt by God's people who were also hurt. And I know that we love to say hurt people, but I also love to say healed people, heal people. And that's where I want to see my faith, my church get to a place that we are healed and we are ready and waiting and willing to help in the healing process of other people, especially those who have been hurt in the church and are unwilling or afraid or intimidated or whatever they're feeling about stepping foot into a church or even talking to a person of faith if we come across as something other than a person who has a faith who wants to help. So again, I implore you, ministry leaders, get the help that you need mentally and emotionally. Challenge your church members and your ministry leaders to get the help that they need as well. And then let us go out into the marketplace, into the community, and help heal the people, especially those who have been hurt in the church. If you agree with the things I've said in this video, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe. If you'd like to comment, of course, I'd love to hear from you. I would actually love to hear what you feel like your why is or your purpose or assignment is. Drop that in the comments and I will do my best to respond to you, whether it's a question or whether it's a comment. I'll be back soon with more, but until then, be proactive about your mental health. Be well and God bless.